Hey, well, good morning, everybody. We're so happy you're here today. And on behalf of my executive coach partner, Angela Henderson, Fortune Management, our parent company with 25 years of experience in helping doctors get started in practice, improve their experience, have a better time, less stress, and make more money. We'd like to say thank you for coming, and a special thank you to Perrin Desport and the team here at Patterson Dental, and to Scott Finelli and his team at Wells Fargo. We really appreciate them stepping forth to add to your life by bringing this continuing education to you. So I'd like to thank them so much for having us today. I have to diverse a little bit and tell you kind of a corny story, but you know, I'm one of you. Well, I'm a little bit older than many of you, but we're still colleagues. And I want to share with you how I felt looking back at my career. You know, I look back at my career, I think of myself when I came out of dental school as a big block of Swiss cheese. Now I want to ask you, what makes Swiss cheese Swiss cheese? What's the discriminating factor?
The holes.
The holes, absolutely. And you know what? My whole training left me full of holes. I had holes about taking care of people's with their personalities. I had holes about managing a staff. I had holes about record keeping. I had all these different holes. And I wondered, why did they turn me loose on society with all these holes? And so it became important for me to fill the holes. And so that's what Fortune Management does. We help fill the holes. We fill up what we weren't taught in dental school. Does that resonate with anybody? Does anyone feel that they were turned out with a lot of holes? Yeah, I agree. We're all turned out with a lot of holes. So that is the main thing that we try to do with people, is to try to come alongside them as coaches and help them do what they want to do in their practice. And so today we're going to talk about breakthrough dental marketing, and one of the first things we want to talk about is some of the constants that we see happen. And one of the constants we see happen is that there are certain characteristics of practices and businesses that are very common. And what we see is, we see that there are clinical skills, communication skills, and management systems. And this is a good generality, but I want to show you what happens when you come out of dental school, as your practice moves on, and when it gets really successful. So when you come out of school, it's like clinical skills are like that, communication skills are like that, and management system like that. So the clinical skills pretty much dominate, because that's what you were taught in school. Then you go to practice for a while and want to fill some of the holes, so all of a sudden then the clinical skills get to be like that, and the other areas get larger. And then when you're really successful, you know, what happens is the clinical skills get smaller and communications gets huge. This all becomes communication. And then your management systems get like that. Now, why is this so important? Well, communication has to do with me talking to you, you talking to your team talking to your patients. All those things are communication. And you know what? If you want to be successful, you better be a good communicator. Because you have to be able to be a communicator before you can even do this. What good is being the best dentist in the world if you don't have patients to take care of? And how can you ever plan to have management systems in place if you don't have a team all together, working together to make things happen? So that's our goal. Our goal is to bring a team together and to share the burden of moving our practice to the next level. One of the ways to do that is to kind of understand how a business, the dental business, works. Now I want to share something with you. As dentists, we have two hats that we wear. Our first hat is professional doctor caregiver, okay? And when we do that, our integrity and our reputation sits on our shoulders. And so it's very, very important to us to always maintain that as the basis of everything we talk about. The other side is we have to run a business. And so a lot of the things we're going to talk about are about running a business. But you have to remember this is always, always sitting on top of this platform. Integrity, doing the best for our patients, the best dentistry, and that never goes away. So if we talk about money, it's not at the exclusion of this. It's to help this happen. If we don't have patients and we can't buy the best equipment and we can't have the best supplies, how can we do such a great job as dentists? So remember, there are two very, very important differences. The money part of it is very, very important, but it's not standing alone. If it gets to be standing alone, you're in bad shape. It has to be part of doing excellent care for your patients, being a tremendous doctor, being a tremendous communicator, being a great leader for your team. So let's look at what makes a business grow. And we call them business engines, because we're talking about what makes this process move forward, okay? And so you see that in the center is vision. Now, I would say that I would make one change to this slide, and I would call that shared vision. Because, you know, if it's my vision, and I have a team of 8 or 10 people, there are probably going to be some of the people on that team who are going to say, well, maybe, I don't know. But if I get my 8 or 10 people, and we develop this vision together, then it's our decision, it's our vision, which is much easier to have happen. Then, when you look at all of these are very easy to make happen. I'll tell you what it used to be like when I came back from a meeting. You see, I'm a lot older than you are, so we didn't have Fortune Management around to help guys like me, so we would go to a meeting, and we would come back, and as we walked through the front door, the girls would be going, oh, keep him away from me. What did he come up with now? And then they get back into the lab and they say, look, if we humor him, he'll probably forget in 2 weeks and we can stay the way we are. And that's the way it was, you know, because we